Thank you, everybody, for joining in on us today at Schrodinger's Hot Tub.
Welcome back.
It's been about a week.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I hope all 8 of you are doing well today.
Yeah, all of 8 of our immediate friends and family.
Hey, man. It's lovely to know that you guys are out there.
Yeah, and all of our future listeners.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we eventually get an actual audience.
Yeah,
They're
that'd
gonna
be pretty
go
cool.
listen back to the first few episodes and be like, "Oh wow,
Aw, so cute.
so cute, baby Jared and Miles."
Aw, how adorable. Wee little babs at 21 each.
But I think we're going to go ahead and start with some feedback.
Yeah.
A little bit of follow-up here. A couple of people have shown a little bit of interest in getting to know us a little bit more. Obviously, last podcast, me and you did a incredibly poor job of actually telling the audience who we are.
We kept the introductions incredibly brief.
Yeah, all we said was we do a podcast. And
Yeah.
No duh, dude. Come
Yeah,
on.
right. What else? Yeah, where are you listening to us? Of course.
So, let's go ahead and give just a brief explanation of who we are and how we met.
Yeah.
And we'll start there, and we can go ahead and keep going into a little bit of follow up, and from there we'll start our regularly scheduled podcast.
All right. Sounds good
So
to me,
go
man.
ahead and why don't you go ahead and get started?
Sure, I'll kick it off. So, my name is Jared Bynan. I've lived in Utah for my entire life, in the Salt Lake area. I'm not going to give you guys specifics.
They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it. Not yet, at least. I'll let you guys, when we leave the country, I'll let you guys know where I used to live.
Are you gonna give like exact addresses? Or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
gonna be like...
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make sure that my first apartment complex is harassed.
Good. Yeah,
Because they
absolutely.
deserve it.
Like, hey, you know this window? The lock's broken. I guarantee they haven't replaced it.
Oh,
Just
absolutely
walk
not.
in.
Yeah. No one will stop you. No one can stop you. Yeah, no, I've lived in the Salt Lake area my entire life. Worked at a production job for 3 years after high school, and then COVID hit, and suddenly I'm unemployed. So I'm working my way through jewelry school right now. Actually, I'm working to become a silversmith. And in the meantime, I decided to start a fun little podcast with my good friend Miles.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, Miles. Miles is
Yeah.
a cool guy.
Yeah, I'd love to meet him.
Yeah. He's an interesting dude.
Well, speaking of Miles, so my name is Miles Alden. I also grew up here in Utah. Me and Jared actually kind of grew up in the same area.
Yeah.
Kind of how we know each other. We went to elementary school, a little bit of elementary school,
Yeah.
like middle school, high school. We grew up together.
Yeah, it's funny. We kind of dodged each other for the first 16 years of our lives, and then 11th grade, suddenly we're in the same class and we're best friends.
Yeah, we hit it off pretty well.
Yeah.
Didn't really talk to each other much outside of high school.
Yeah.
Until we just met up with each other at one point, and
It was
I
at a
invited you over to
friend's-
my house.
It was at a mutual friend's wedding. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very pretty wedding.
Oh, it was amazing.
To our friend, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Gorgeous vineyards.
Oh, yeah.
Vineyards?
It's vineyard. It's
All right.
it's spelt vineyard, but it is vineyard.
All right. Well, gorgeous vineyard.
Yeah.
I hate that word. Never
It's
mind.
it's terrible. You
You know what? I take it back. Terrible vineyard.
Beautiful vineyard, terrible vineyard.
Right. Yeah, we met there, hung out, and suddenly, since then, we're just crazy good friends.
Yeah.
Hit it off. It was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, so that's kind of a little bit more about us. I'm currently going through cybersecurity school, and me and you both decided to go back to school, get a little bit of education, so we can go into
Yeah, more enjoyable fields. Yeah,
better jobs, better
Yes.
paying at least.
hopefully.
hopefully. But yeah, we actually worked together at that production plant.
Yeah.
And that was a freaking blast.
Oh, it was amazing.
That was actually like genuinely fun.
Yeah, quality control's where it's at, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
We were both basically chemists.
Yeah, we're
Lab technicians.
As chemists as somebody in an 11th grade science class.
Hey, I count it. I handled cancer chemicals.
Yeah, man. Look, if you can light things on fire for your job, you've made it good.
That's not a bad gig.
Not at all, no.
I'm into it.
Yeah. And hey, it's all chemical reactions, right?
Yeah, I'm a chemist. There you go.
It's chemist.
That's actually, I'm not gonna lie. That's straight up what I tell people.
Wow. Okay.
I know it's a little cheeky.
It's a
I
little
just tell
cheeky.
people like, I'm a chemist, and they're like, wow, but yeah, straight out of high school, I'm a chemist. Like whatever.
No, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm a lab tech.
I know it's
End of
misleading.
discussion.
Yeah, but that's like when you say like, oh, I'm a lab tech, they're like, oh, well, what kind of like lab or what is like most people don't even know what lab tech means. So to be like, oh, I'm a chemist, they go, oh, lab chemicals, you test X, Y, Z, and that's it. That's all you need to do.
I mean, I guess, but like,
and if they show more interest, then I'm like, oh, well, I was more of a lab technician. I handled chemicals, but I'm not like, I don't have a degree in chemistry.
Dude, I can think of at least 3 people we used to work with who would kill you for calling yourself a chemist.
They'll listen to this and be like, hey, you're being an asshole right now.
It's like, hey, man, I know where you live. I know where your files are in HR.
They are lab techs.
Yeah.
I'm the chemist.
Oh, dude. God, Kevin's coming for your ass.
They don't want me like being too audacious here.
Yeah, no. The funny thing is the people
ego
who
will hurt if I say lab tech.
Well, no, the funny thing is the people who would get at you for calling yourself a chemist are chemists with a chemistry degree, and we were making the same amount of money.
Okay, so to continue follow up.
Yes.
I got a couple emails, a couple of text messages from more than one person.
Which is so surprising to me. Like, yeah, I got a text from my brother saying he had beef with you, and I got a call from my sister saying that we needed to introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I got more than a couple of people calling for the exact same thing of people got some beef with me right now.
Yeah, man.
For a couple of fairly hot takes I made, and I'm about to address that.
Good, because I had some beef with you. I think if you listen back to the last episode, there's a couple of moments where you said something, there was a decent pause, and I went, are you sure about that?
So, I believe, what was it? Vampire Diaries versus Grey's Anatomy?
Vampire Diaries and Grey's Anatomy. You said they were the same show.
Okay, so in the heat of the moment, I made the claim that those are identical. Now that I've taken some time to recollect, I've decided this is the hill I will die on. Those are the same show. And everyone else who's listening to this needs to know you're wrong. The entire premise of the show can be summed up with people who have drama. The whole show's drama. It's a drama show.
Yeah.
Shows that are centered around drama can be fixed with one simple solution, and this is why I categorize them as the same show.
Okay.
Because if there's stuff like the drama where like you know The Good Doctor, do you know that show?
Yes.
He's got a mental illness that makes drama, that causes drama. That is not the same show because of that.
Okay.
Whereas Vampire Diaries and Grey's Anatomy, all of the problems can be fixed if you just had a simple conversation.
If you had a good
person.
sit down. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, I know you're upset. Like, what can I do to solve this? Or like, hey, I get something's wrong. I think there's a little bit of friction here. Let's figure this out.
Okay.
Boom, the entire show's over. It's
Okay.
done. There is no drama anymore.
I get where you're coming from. I would like to ask, and I don't mean to put you on blast. Have you watched either of those shows?
I have watched those shows.
Both of them?
I tried to watch Vampire Diaries. I got into it a little bit with my wife.
Okay.
That was back when we were working our production job.
Okay.
And I was working both the day and night shifts. Like, we were working graveyards.
Yes.
So while I was out at work or working like a graveyard or something, my wife would just keep watching. And
Gotcha.
So when I came home, suddenly we're 10 episodes later than what I saw.
Yeah.
And I would watch half an hour, go to work, and then she would watch 10 more episodes.
Okay.
So I watched some of the show, but I only saw, like, I had huge gaps.
Yeah.
And I would have her, like, giving, like, quick recaps. And all those recaps, I was always just like, hey, couldn't they just talk about it? Why did this person do that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
And it happened over and over. So we start watching Grey's Anatomy after she finishes Vampire Diaries. Literally one right after each other.
Yeah.
And same thing happens. I start going to work. She keeps watching episodes. And I come back and go, oh, what happened? She gives me another rundown of the show and what's going on. And the exact same I came up with for Vampire Diaries worked with Grey's Anatomy.
Just sit down and talk.
They're the same show.
Yeah.
Sure, they've got different characters, different problems, but it's the same show.
Right.
Main girl likes dreamy boy. Eventually, she starts making out with another dude, and he starts making out with another girl. And whether, like, people are dying in different ways, sure, but it's the same show.
Yeah, that's what, my wife tried to watch Pretty Little Liars. I think her older sister was really into it, and she tried to watch it, and that was her major criticism of the show. Like, people are dying, like getting stabbed and shit, because they're not having a sit down conversation. And apparently Pretty Little Liars was so much more ridiculous than any other show. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to make myself a social pariah by agreeing with you. But
you're not gonna put yourself on blast by agreeing with me,
No.
but you're like low key agreeing with me.
I understand your position, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, what was more of a crazy claim? That Vampire Diaries and Grey's Anatomy are the same show, or 90 Day Fiancé and Cake Boss are the same show?
Oh no. I don't know. I feel like 90 Day Fiancé and Cake Boss have...
Because I can agree. I don't think those are the same show, but they have the same effect on me. While I'm watching them, I'm in the same frame of mind. I have to, like, go numb and forget that, like, I'm watching TV to enjoy it.
I don't think 90 Day Fiancé is the same show, but I'm going to make what might be an even more audacious claim. Cake Boss and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, same show.
Oh.
Yeah. Same.
I agree.
Same show. Because
it's the same show.
When you break it down into such a simple deconstruction of the premise, here is what both of those shows are. It is a group of people who has a daily drama surrounded something that the family does. And by the end of the episode, they resolve. You could watch that show in any order, and every single episode could stand on its own because they're all individual stories. They're not great stories. I don't find either of those shows particularly enjoyable, but both of those shows,
all right,
what's
making you more mad here? Okay, the fact that the shows are completely scripted. Both of them are totally 100% scripted, right?
Yeah.
They'll like go on the air and be like, all right, surprise family vacation, we're leaving on this day.
Yeah.
And the whole family's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, what? Oh, whoa, the beach?
They cleared their calendar for it 3 weeks in advance.
I mean, they have to. They're a TV family. There's no way they couldn't.
So both of those shows being scripted,
Yeah.
I'm upset about that.
Yeah.
But not really. I think I'm more upset that they're scripted and still bad. Somebody took the time to, like, plan out what everybody says and how they react. And it's still garbage.
It's not enjoyable. It's a format that I've never enjoyed. Like,
no, you're right.
I understand why people love it. I absolutely get why people love those shows. It's just never been something that's captivating, you know?
Oh, actually, though, I will accidentally binge watch so many episodes of Cake Boss.
Because it's mindless.
Yeah, I will accidentally watch it.
Yeah, you sit down in front of the TV, it's on, and you're just like, I'll change the channel when this episode is over, and your eyes glaze over, and you didn't notice the Cake Boss marathon in the bottom corner, and suddenly it's 12 hours later, and you've watched the entirety of Cake Boss.
So there you go. There's our new hot take of the week. Cake Boss strips people of their humanity. there's the new hot take of the week.
That's bold.
Cake Boss takes away my freedom of thought.
I love that that's what you got out of that conversation.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway.
So, yeah, in any ways, I think those shows are all the same.
Yeah.
I think they've all got some pretty fundamental problems with them. And anybody who thinks otherwise can send me some feedback, and I will address you yet again in follow-up, because you're wrong.
All right. Hey, it's not for everybody. It's not for me, that's for damn sure.
So, yeah, I think that is what I think the end of follow-up.
Yeah.
What do you think? Anything else you want to follow up on?
No. Okay, so I opened up with the questions last time. Do you want to open up with the questions this time?
Okay, so I've got a couple of questions. I've gotten some questions from a few people, some audience questions here.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask a question based on your response. Do you want a little bit of hot tea, or do you want some nice cold tea?
How hot is hot?
It's like a medium.
Like a medium?
Yeah, it's not like crazy hot tea. It's nothing that's like too intense here. But
Okay.
it's like mildly relevant to our time.
I will take the hot tea.
All right. What is your opinion on the Johnny Depp situation?
Oh boy, dude.
And if our listeners don't know what we're referring to, in recent time, Johnny Depp was accused by his wife for emotional and I believe physical abuse. Yeah. Obviously, terrible thing. Mm-hmm. He got a ton of backlash because she was accusing him of that.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever outright denied it.
Oh,
either.
he did. No, he.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did that, and then recently, his wife has been exposed for being the actual abuser.
Yeah.
Instead of him, and because of that, because of all this drama, Johnny Depp has been let go from a couple of movies, a couple of contract deals he's had.
Yeah, one in particular, the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the third movie in that series. He has been let go as Grindelwald.
That sucks.
It bites.
And his wife has not been let go
of her
from
role,
the same company.
Yeah, her role in Aquaman. Warner Brothers essentially sided with Amber Heard.
So what's your opinion?
So, I'm actually fairly opinionated on this.
Oh, okay. We hit a soft spot?
We hit a soft spot. I'm very frustrated, you know? Like, it's near infuriating. Like, there are recordings of Amber Heard that Johnny Depp took where she is discussing at length the abuse that she put him through. They were shown in the UK court where the libel lawsuit was taking place, and he lost. Like, he lost the libel suit. I don't know if any of the listeners are unaware. A libel lawsuit is essentially a legal claim, that somebody knowingly and intentionally lied about you, and that lie caused financial ruin, caused a financial loss. So you sue them in court to prove A, that they lied, and B, to get back damages.
And future damages. Not just past damages, but like, hey, my career has been harmed by this act.
And libel lawsuits are very difficult to win because you need to prove that the person that you're suing, you need to prove that they lied on purpose and that lie caused you financial loss. And making an argument like, oh, well, my reputation was ruined, that has caused me financial loss, that's a very difficult argument to win in court. And
I don't think it's a difficult argument to win in court. I just think it's a lot less tangible. It's harder to
It's a difficult argument to win in court. That argument does not often hold up. And it's even more
way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's even more difficult to prove that the person you're suing, it's more difficult to prove that they lied on purpose. It's very easy for them to claim, oh, I didn't know, I was just passing along a rumor. Or, oh, sorry, I thought that was true. But
regardless of the validity of the statement, if the statement was made by one party, you have absolutely like if you were Johnny Depp in this situation and his career was on the upswing and this rumor came out and his projections showed one thing, but the actual graph of his success, if that's a thing, shows a direct rumor came out, his thing went straight down against the projections. You could very easily say, this has hurt me long term.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. That is what's so infuriating about this specific case, is that Johnny Depp's situation is one of the few situations where it is exceptionally clear what happened. Like, Amber Heard knowingly lied. She made it up, and there are audio recordings proving that she made it up. And it caused him tangible loss. He lost his position in an up-and-rising movie franchise. He is no longer allowed to be Grindelwald in a series that is still running. As far as I'm aware, Fantastic Beasts 3 was not going to be the final movie. So not only has he lost his spot in that movie and has likely lost any potential spots with Warner Brothers, he has now tangibly lost any positions in further Fantastic Beasts movies. And the fact that Amber Heard won the libel lawsuit despite all of the evidence against her is shameful. It's absolutely ridiculous. Libel lawsuits are oftentimes used in what's called SLAPP suits. It's an acronym that stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. And it's done by rich people and powerful companies to essentially punish people for covering them in a way that they find unfavorable. Like, if a businessman, say, allows his company to skirt environmental policies, like if they dump coal ash in a river or something like that, and a newspaper reports on it, that company will then sue that company will then sue that newspaper, saying that they lied and that lie caused them damages. They go to court. The court says, that's ridiculous. This is clearly true. And the case gets thrown out. And then the company appeals, gets it sent up to a higher court, and they run it through the system until the court system eventually kicks them out for their ridiculous claim. And in doing so, they've put the newspaper through a long and painful and expensive process that scares others from reporting on the company in the same way. That is terrible. And that is something that libel lawsuits are used for fairly often. And this Johnny Depp case is one of the cases that I can think of where that is clearly not the case, where clearly somebody lied. It caused him a loss of status and a loss of financial, it cost him financial opportunities, and he lost anyways. It's absolutely insane. The evidence is so strong.
So what do you think came down to it? Like, why did this lawsuit not go in Johnny Depp's favor if it is so clear to you? Because obviously you've got your opinion. You super think Johnny Depp is not in the wrong whatsoever.
Yeah.
But a court of law has said otherwise. Now, obviously, a court is not by any means.
Yeah.
It is the final say. Like,
right. Well,
in all legal terms, it is the final say.
No, Johnny Depp has made an appeal. Him and his lawyers have made an appeal. It's going to a higher court. It will be retried.
Good.
Yes, as it should be. Like, the courts clearly can and do make mistakes.
Courts do make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time.
Which is what the appeal process is for.
Right. But I think this specific situation with abuse towards women or those kind of things, I won't go into the specific types of abuse, but there is a certain air about it, and I want to know your opinion. There's a lot of times when the woman is very clearly, in my eyes, the non-guilty party, or saying the truth, like, hey, abuse has happened to me. I've gathered the courage to outcry about this.
Yeah.
And I've seen some stuff on the internet of people being like, hey, you should always believe the woman first because she had to get the courage to do it. And to have people gather together and question whether or not she's telling the truth is so damaging. It's terrible. It shouldn't be a thing. You should always believe the women first. I'm wondering what you think that mentality, how that interacts with innocent until proven guilty, and whether or not either of those two work.
It's an extremely complex conversation, and it's one that requires a ton of nuance. And unfortunately, those two ideas should not overlap in these circumstances. And the fact that somehow the court has sided with Amber Heard despite all evidence elsewise is a problem. Now, women historically have dealt with so much oppression from their abusers and at the hands of the courts. It was like it's so difficult for abuse cases of all kinds to succeed. And the situation with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp should not change that. Oh, sorry. I think that is wrong. I think it is wrong that women are at a disadvantage in abuse cases. And the situation with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard should not be used to detract from that. Now, if that's the attitude that's being used in that case, it requires more nuance than that. It requires to, like, the default should be, yes, when someone comes forth with an accusation about abuse, to an extent, you should believe them. Do not immediately doubt the validity of their claim. But when evidence is produced elsewise, you should absolutely take that into consideration. It should not be believe women under any and all circumstances. It should be believe them and then help them find the truth. Like, find the evidence that proves the claim, at least in a legal sense.
Yeah, it's tough when the morality of it comes down to how it works with the system.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what worries me, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
I'm displeased with the outcome of this.
Yeah.
I agree with you that Johnny Depp was not in the wrong here. And I think that the courts came to an incorrect decision.
Yeah.
But I'm just some dude out here in Utah.
Yeah. Now, that also being said, legal courts should not take influence from the public opinion of a case.
I completely agree with that.
Like, under no circumstances should the court go, I think you're guilty, but everybody on the internet is saying that you're innocent, so we're going to let you go. Because then you're letting the court of public opinion dictate what the actual courts are saying.
there's like not more people in the world that can just pardon people other than the president, right?
I believe other countries have similar systems.
Yeah, but like specifically in America, the president is the only man who can specifically pardon someone of a crime.
I could be wrong about this, but I believe that governors are capable of pardoning state crimes. And a popular misconception is that the president can pardon any and all crimes. It's actually only federal crimes. If somebody is wanted for, I don't know, speeding tickets, if they're wanted for traffic violations in California, the president cannot pardon them for that because that is not a federal crime. Now, if they crossed state borders during a high-speed police chase and then they are charged with reckless driving on a federal level, then the police can pardon that. But each individual state will likely also charge them with a similar crime, and the president can't do anything to pardon those.
Okay, so let's say this Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard court gets to a certain level that it becomes like a federal case. It can't, because that's not how it works, right?
That is how it works, but so two things.
What I'm asking is, let's say Amber Heard gets charged with XYZ, she loses the lawsuit, she gets this huge ding, whatever, is even sentenced to like community service or prison or money, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How would you feel about the president just reaching out and being like, pardon?
So, two things about this situation. One, I don't know if the president would be capable of pardoning that because it's a civil court. It's not a legal court. You don't sue somebody in a criminal court. You sue them in civil court.
Really showing my colors on how little I understand of the American legal system.
Yeah, well, I'm about to blow your mind. They don't live in America.
They don't?
I'm going to double check myself because I may have just made an absolute fool of myself. But I'm...
Oh, we're both talking about how they're going to, like, American courts. No. Discussing...
No, I was talking about UK courts the entire time. No, the court system...
I was talking about, like, American court systems.
The court system in America and in the UK, it's very similar. So the conversation applies both ways. But I'm near positive that they live in the UK. I'm Googling it right now. Johnny Depp splits his time in France, Los Angeles, and an island that he owns in the Bahamas.
Oh, what a guy. Does he have a giant black ship that he uses to get to and from?
I hope so. Okay, if I were rich, if I were Johnny Depp rich, I would absolutely commission a recreation of the Black Pearl. Are you kidding me? That's incredible.
That'd be fantastic.
Okay, I'm Googling where was Johnny Depp sued. Yes, it was in London.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he was suing a newspaper that called him a wife beater. Yeah. So this is from November 2nd in 2020. This is a clip from NBC News. This week, American actor Johnny Depp lost a libel suit he filed in London, suing the newspaper The Sun for running an article that called him a wife beater, a reference to his relationship with ex-wife Amber Heard. It was an ugly case, dragging both actors' private lives into the spotlight. So a lot of what we knew already was from months ago. Amber Heard made public accusations against him, saying that he beat her, that he was verbally abusive, and I believe that he cut off part of her finger. That was one of the accusations that she made against him. And it blew up. People absolutely dogpiled on Johnny Depp. And then he said, hey guys, everything that she accused me of are things that she did to me. Here is the photo from when she cut my finger off. And here are 87 audio recordings of her clearly talking about her beating me. The evidence for him, the evidence against him being a wife beater is insurmountable. In one of the audio recordings, if I remember right, I heard a clip of it, and she said, "I'm sorry, I just get so mad, but I can't promise that I won't do it again."
Oh yeah, that's quality right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is so classy. See, she wasn't making a promise because she knew.
Yeah. No, yeah, she absolutely knew.
That was very good.
I can't promise that I won't do it again because I plan on doing it again.
So to wrap up this
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah.
As delightful as it is,
Oh, yeah.
Is this controversial? Are we talking some like
I-
hot takes on some controversial topics right now?
I don't think that I think the majority of people are on Johnny Depp's side here because the evidence is just so powerful.
The majority of people that we listen to, like the sites we
Sure.
go to, are obviously in the majority.
Sure.
But the case is, it's still there. I'm sure there's people on the other side.
Oh, absolutely.
So there you go. We agree. Johnny Depp, I don't think you're a wife beater, man.
Yeah.
So
Johnny Depp,
why don't you come be a guest star on the show?
Yeah, if you want to come on the show, we would love to have you. I think I might have an actual heart attack.
Oh, I definitely won't.
Okay,
You only had to see one man die.
Yeah.
To come on it. We'll replace Jared with you.
Oh.
It'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah. No.
Schrodinger's hot tub, where you are and aren't Johnny Depp. At any given point, nobody can tell not until they actually see you.
Until you see my death certificate, Can
you measure how Jared you are and whether or not you're Johnny Depp? Because just saying.
I mean, now we're getting into like the concept of the self. So.
All right, Jared. I gave you mine. Give me yours.
Okay.
What do you got for me this week?
So this is significantly less hot. I'm giving you some.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm giving you some iced tea.
Oh, good. Because this podcast is feeling, a little warm.
A little toasty.
A little warm for my likings.
All right. I'm going to give you a hypothetical, and I want this to be a discussion, all right?
Okay, I'm here for it.
So, every single president in American history has been thrown into a coliseum, okay? And every single one of them has a lightsaber.
Okay.
It is
wait. Just want to make sure. We're talking about the presidents as they were president or president in their prime?
Let's say presidents in their prime.
Wait. Are we talking like when FDR was like 21?
Yeah.
Or when he was president?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think let's go with while they were president.
Yeah. That is probably most fair to all parties involved.
Okay.
Because
continue.
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, like George Washington was a military leader, and yeah. Anyways, all presidents thrown into a battle to the death, battle royale, Coliseum fight. Every president that has I have to say, this isn't an original question. I pulled this off of Reddit somewhere.
Let's go. Got that Reddit content.
Yeah. Let's see if I can remember this right. Each president who served one term has a single lightsaber. Okay, I'm making up new rules because I can't remember them.
All right, I'm here for it.
Each president that served one term has a normal length lightsaber. Each president that served 2 terms has a double-ended lightsaber. FDR, because he's wheelchair bound and also because he served 4 terms, has a General Grievous style attachment to his wheelchair. And if a president served less than a full term, they are given a Yoda lightsaber, a short saber.
So here's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay, are we going off of like elections won?
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure FDR specifically served 3 terms and won a 4th term.
He won a 4th term, and during his 4th term, Congress said, okay, we need to make sure this never happens again.
Okay, I might be an idiot. Didn't he die?
In office?
Yeah.
You might be thinking of JFK.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, FDR.
Yeah.
He gets 2 double-sided lightsabers.
Yeah.
What a guy. Right?
I feel like it's fair because he's also wheelchair bound.
Okay. Can I add a rule?
Sure.
any president who's impeached gets like lightning force powers.
Any impeached president gets. All right, I'm here for it.
They get dark side powers.
I'm here
right?
for it.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So we're talking. So no president has been removed. President Nixon wasn't actually impeached. He resigned before impeachment went before the Senate. He resigned.
Didn't he get impeached?
No. He resigned.
Oh,
he resigned. So
what a guy.
Do you want to include Nixon in the people with the lightning?
Okay. Specifically for Nixon, no, but we'll give him mind powers, like Jedi mind tricks.
Okay, so everybody else has lightsabers. He has force abilities.
Mind tricks.
Specifically,
no, he just
the
has
mind tricks?
mind trick. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody gets the force; they just get lightsabers.
Okay.
He gets mind trick.
And so Clinton and Trump get lightning.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. With these rules set.
And real quick, are we including Joe Biden? He is not president yet. He is president-elect. So if we're going to include him, I think we should give him a short saber because he has not yet completed a full term. Either way, even if we are including Joe Biden, I don't think he's getting in even the top 5.
Oh, no. So we're talking battle to the death.
Battle to the death, battle royale specifically.
Fully like they all know they have to kill people,
yes.
Hunger Games style, or are we talking like they all want to kill each other? Hunger Games?
A little bit of both.
I'm going Hunger Games.
A little bit of both.
I'm going to assume Hunger Games here, okay? Like, they understand it is kill or be killed.
Yeah, and no president is going to say, I will lay down my life because I think you deserve to win.
Yeah.
They're not bloodlusted, but they are going to kill each other.
So, my gut here says the winner would be Teddy Roosevelt.
See,
I think that's the obvious one.
Yeah. I would like to put forth an argument against that. I think Teddy Roosevelt would go down really early, but he would take at least 10 presidents with him.
You think? Oh, do you think people would like specifically go after Teddy Roosevelt?
No, I think he would jump into the fray and get himself in way over his head and go down like an absolute badass.
Okay, so here's my game plan, okay?
Okay. Also,
George Washington.
really quickly. Are we going to, like, are the presidents strangers to each other, or do they all know each other in depth?
They all know each other at least a little bit.
At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking, like, policy or personality?
Personality.
Okay, because if we're talking policy, I think Thomas Jefferson would single out someone like Nixon for...
Yeah. Just straight up like, oh, we're battling to the death. I need someone kind of... So, like,
Gotcha.
Here's what I think. I think George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, they're all probably going to like, gather up. And maybe, like, a couple of the first few presidents.
Okay.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, obvious team.
Yeah.
They're an obvious match.
And I think
Abraham Lincoln, just because he's like, I feel like he's a bro. I feel like they would get along at least a little bit.
Well, I think Lincoln was a lawyer before he was president, so he knows the Constitution forwards and backwards. And I feel like he would want to team with Washington, Jefferson, Adams.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I feel like they would be a dangerous squad to run out and like hit up.
Adams, I don't know. I don't think that John Adams served during the Revolution, and I know that Thomas Jefferson didn't. So out of those 4 people, Washington is the only one with military experience. Now, Lincoln is a beast of a man. Like, Lincoln is a powerhouse. 6'6", spent his youth as a lumberjack. Like, the guy knows how to, like, if he can't swing a sword, he knows at least how to use it like an axe.
So, Teddy Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. I might be getting the presidents wrong. Is it Theodore Roosevelt and Teddy Roosevelt?
Same person.
That's the same dude.
Yes.
Who's the other Roosevelt?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR.
Oh.
Yeah. The other Roosevelt is the guy in the wheelchair.
Okay, so I think Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I still think he is the best bet. He was like a total freaking
He was a monster.
guy.
Yeah.
He was like a serious
Yeah.
force to be reckoned with. And the thing is, he was 40 like what, 45
I'm not
when he hit
sure.
office?
I'm not sure.
I think he was like, I'm Googling it. Hold on.
Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt was shot during one of his speeches and continued the speech and didn't go to the hospital until after he was done.
Dude, I don't know how you think he wouldn't be the best. He was the youngest president in history at 42 years old when he hit office.
I didn't know that. But
That man is going to clean up.
he's going to clean up. He's going to take 15 or 20 presidents with him, but he is going to jump into the fray and he's going to go out like a beast. But he's going to go out. Like, you can't convince him to not jump into the crowd. Like, as soon as the other presidents see him take out 4 or 5 other presidents with a single swing, they're going to gang up on him to keep him from killing them all.
Do you think the George Washington squad's going to get him?
I think the George Washington squad would avoid him out of respect and fear. It's a strategy. They're gonna allow the other presidents to be the cannon fodder for Theodore Roosevelt and either wait until he is grievously wounded or wait for them to finish him off. I think he's going to take 15 or 20 presidents with him and seriously clean up the field.
Due to fear alone, they have to take him out early.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely think the winner would probably be like George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or something like that, because they're still pretty young.
Yeah.
They got good tactics, war experience, or Teddy Roosevelt. I think Teddy Roosevelt is probably my best bet, but I think you're right. They would probably gang up on him.
Yeah, if you know anything about Teddy Roosevelt, you know that you do not mess with Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, man. That's what so I think that being said, Teddy Roosevelt probably won't get to the end of this.
Yeah.
But I think those other ones, I would also want to be the president who killed George Washington.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, I think probably someone like Thomas Jefferson, I think he would probably kill George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, because he would know ahead of time, we're gonna keep killing people, and I have to get this group to a point where I can manage them as we're killing other people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's going to at once sneak attack those other ones.
I think Washington would be expecting it.
Do you think he'd be expecting it?
I don't think Washington.
His boy, Thomas Jefferson?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think Washington would turn his back on him for a second. He wouldn't give him the opportunity for a sneak attack.
I think you're right. I think George Washington is too good at this. I'm going to put my money down on George Washington.
Here's what I think. I think that it is going to boil down to Lincoln and Washington. As far as I know, those are the two most physically able presidents. I honestly think that Obama would get a pretty decent way in. He was in good shape for a man of his age.
He was in good shape.
Yeah.
He's pretty aged though. He's not a young dude
anymore.
No,
he's 59.
It's not bad actually.
He wasn't.
I thought he was a little older than that now.
Yeah, no. Donald Trump was the oldest president that we've ever had at 74. Hard question mark.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is, I think, older than he is.
He might be. I want to say he's 72.
Obama is currently 59 years old,
Yep.
and he's been out of office for at least 4 years. 8 years before then.
Yeah.
47?
47, yeah. So he was in pretty good shape at the beginning of his presidency, and he stayed in pretty good shape throughout the entirety of it, too.
All right, you know what? I think Obama might do actually pretty well.
I think Obama would finish in the top 5. I think.
Do you think?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the early presidents might be a little racist, though.
I
feel like they would see a black president and be like, all right, I mean, come on.
I think. I don't know if they would be racist. Yeah, I don't know if they would be racist enough to single him out, though. I would be unsurprised if Andrew Jackson, Andrew Johnson. So do you know who Andrew Johnson is?
No.
He was Lincoln's vice president. And he is arguably the reason why segregation lasted as long as it did. Because Lincoln got assassinated, Andrew Johnson became his vice president, and Andrew Johnson was a terrible person. I think Lincoln would hunt down Johnson and kill him immediately. That would be the first thing he did.
First kill is Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln's first kill would be Andrew Johnson, because Reconstruction, which was going to be the process of reconstructing the South after the Civil War, and allowing and changing their laws and allowing their civilization, allowing their society to, or I guess even forcing their society to let Black Americans in as Americans. That process was going fairly well, and then Lincoln was assassinated, and then Johnson took over and essentially gutted it, and allowed for all sorts of things like Jim Crow laws and separate but equal. All that stuff was not entirely Johnson's fault, but he let it happen. You know, like, if somebody brings a bear to a party and the bear is demolishing your house, you are more upset at the person who brought the bear. But the guy who opened the door and let the bear guy in, you're also going to be mad at him, right? That's what Andrew Johnson did.
Okay, in this situation, I'd be pretty worried about the bear.
Yes.
But I get the point.
Yeah, yeah. Andrew Johnson...
Did Teddy Roosevelt actually do that, though?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hold up.
He had a pet... He had a pet something. I think it might have been... He had a pet badger. Teddy Roosevelt had a badger. A little girl came up to him at one of his speeches and said, "Hey, do you want a badger?" And he was like, "Sure." And she came back and handed him a baby badger.
Okay, that's awesome.
Right?
But he also owned a bear named Jonathan.
Yo. Okay.
I'm putting him back up there. He's got to go back up. Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
Dude, he's a monster.
Are we allowing are we allowing presidents to bring their pets into the arena?
No, you can't. Okay, wait. You know how like Hunger Games has like special events?
Yeah.
Where like stuff happens and it's whatever?
Yeah.
Can we bring things in that like were huge problems during each president's like thing?
Are we gonna release
like John Wilkes Booth shows up at random, coronavirus just pops into the blue.
Confederate soldiers storm the arena.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh boy!
Like suddenly, the British are coming.
Oh God! It's the War of 1812. Oh no! Yeah, the Nazis.
The Nazis. Just suddenly, like, Nazis start storming in, and that's like an event that happens. That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. We're getting way too complex. Like, we're
too complicated for the presidents fighting each other.
If we were going to do that, I would say that it would only happen upon each president's death. Like, if George Washington dies, boom, the British arrive. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Trump dies.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Is it whoever kills them gets the like plague or like the conflict?
Yeah, no, they get it as a spell.
They can send it after somebody. Whoever kills like Abraham Lincoln, they can send John Wilkes Booth to people.
They get Wilkes's pistol. Oh, okay. No, we're getting too complicated. We're dialing it back.
All right.
Yeah.
My vote is either Teddy Roosevelt or George Washington.
Yeah.
I will let you. What do you think?
I think it is going to get down to. Honestly, I think you make a good point. I think that Washington, Jefferson, Adams, and Lincoln would team up pretty early on. I think Jefferson and Adams are the weak links there. Absolutely. Like, neither of them had military experience. If Adams had military experience, I'm not sure about him, but if he did, it wasn't nearly as much as Washington did. Washington was a leader. And Lincoln didn't have military experience, but he was an absolute beast. Just like a monster of a man, the way that Theodore Roosevelt was. So I think they would team up pretty early on. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams being the weak links of that group, they would get picked off pretty early. I think that Washington and Lincoln would make it to the end. And
but they would cripple each other.
During that final duel, I think Washington would win.
I can agree.
I think Washington would take him out. He's like Lincoln. He has skill with an axe, but that can't stand up to Washington's military prowess. Like, he may have been a general, but he started as a fighter, you know?
So there you go. There's our opinions. Give us some feedback. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us who you think should have won. We will discuss it next time.
Yeah. This is going to be a great follow-up.
This is going to be hilarious follow-up. I kind of want to try a reoccurring segment.
Okay. Hit me with it.
And I think we should talk game design. I think me and you were both super passionate in game design.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, to start this series off.
Sure.
What makes Sonic games so bad? Why are the 3D Sonic games garbage? And by the way, for this segment, I don't want to just limit this to video games.
Yeah.
We're talking board games. We're going to talk social games.
Yeah, let's even talk about video game movies.
Oh, yes, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it. But for this episode, let's dial it in. Why are the 3D Sonic games so bad?
Okay, so let me preface this. I'm a fan of Sonic. I am a massive Sonic fan. I have enjoyed so many of those games, 3D ones included, but God in heaven, they're bad.
They are so good. They're so
The
bad.
2D games are a ton of fun. My major criticism of the 2D games is that it's a platformer where you have to do careful platforming at ridiculously high speeds.
Yeah.
Like it makes it difficult, and not difficult in a fun way, you know. But that being said, the 2D format does not translate very well into 3D. Like that's a problem that Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time experienced, where it's difficult to incorporate some of these puzzles into a 3D format. And the Zelda franchise eventually dialed in on that, and the Sonic franchise just kind of didn't, you know? Like, let's take Mario games, for instance. The 2D layout for a Mario game didn't really work in a 3D environment, so they changed it. They improved upon it. And the Sonic games, they took a format that didn't really work very well in a 3D world, and they didn't change it enough.
Okay, actually, you said that the 2D Mario games don't work in a 3D format?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Like, side scrollers don't work.
I think you're wrong. I think that the game Super Mario 3D Worlds, for anybody who doesn't know, it came out on the Wii U. The Wii U flopped. They're re-releasing it on the Switch right now. It is basically exactly the same format of you play through a pretty linear level to a flagpole at the end. It's all 3D. It's got the same kind of enemies, the same kind of interactions with blocks, stuff like that. And I think they pulled that off crazy well.
Yeah.
Now, they've had plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's not how they started into 3D. They did Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And I think the main series 3D Mario games, stuff like 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, those are way different formulas.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. But the original Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, including the Lost Levels, or just Super Mario 2 if you're in Japan.
Yeah.
Those still work in 3D.
Okay.
Whereas Sonic's, his because Mario's main gimmick is jumping onto things, jumping into things. That's his main gimmick.
Yes.
Sonic's is go fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of the problem is the Sonic franchise has a long and proud tradition of rushed deadlines and low budgets. The Sonic Adventure 2, I think, was rushed for Christmas. Not as badly as Sonic 06, which is borderline unplayable because they rushed it for Christmas. And then you have even new games, brand new titles. Like, I think 2018 is when Sonic Boom came out, and
Sonic Boom.
that game is broken. And it's broken.
That game is not finished.
It's broken for the exact same reasons. It's because they rushed it for Christmas. Now, they re-released it on the 3DS, I think, and apparently it's way more finished on that platform. But the original release is basically undone. Like, they did not finish that game at all because they were scrambling to get it finished for Christmas. And
so is it just like a lack of polish? Is it just what, like, developers not having enough time to see their vision realized? Or do you think it's a loss in direction? They don't know where they want to take it. They don't know how to get it.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to go.
It was a project, is years ago that I saw it. Somebody on Unity made what they saw as how 3D Sonic games should be. There's an old Game Grumps video where they do it. That's where I saw it originally, and I went and downloaded it myself and played it. It was free for download. It was just some dude made a game, and he was like, this is how 3D Sonic games should play, and it's amazing. It's a 3D recreation of Green Hill Zone in the same way that, like, Super Mario 64, like, their recreation of Peach's Castle. Like, obviously, like, inspired from the 2D game, but built in 3D in a way that makes sense. And that game was so much better. And part of it is that he didn't put in he put in way fewer boosters, which made momentum just as important as speed. That's a big problem with the 3D Sonic games, is that speed is important, but they just give it to you. Like, you hit a booster and suddenly you're going full speed. You don't need to build up momentum, which was a huge aspect of the 2D Sonic games, you know?
Yeah. Now, I do know a fan-made game called Sonic Mania came out in the same vein as Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And a lot of people are saying that is what Sonic is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
That is what the vision of Sonic should be. And I played Sonic Mania, and it is crazy good.
It is beautiful. It strikes that aesthetic that I have been looking for years.
So, do you think that the Sonic team should be trying to go in that direction? Go back to the basics. Start with 2D again? Or do you think that they should... Because they had more 2D games than just the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
They played... So Sonic Team had another 2D Sonic game called Sonic Advance. I owned it for the Game Boy. Yeah. It was fully 2D. It was pretty similar to the first few games,
yeah,
but kind of its own thing. And it is... I mean, maybe not exactly, but I don't think it's as good of a game as the first few Sonic games. I feel like this game is showing where they're losing creativity.
Yeah.
They're losing, like, the stuff that made the first few games fun.
Yeah. I think a big part of the problem is a lack of passion. Like Sonic Mania, which is licensed through Sega. It is a canon title. Even though it was made by a fan group, they were licensed by Sega. And the art director, a guy named Tyson Hesse, I think is his name, is just a massive Sonic fan. Someone who has loved and been passionate about the series for years. And when the Sonic movie trailer came out and there was that god-awful 3D Sonic, when the internet bullied Paramount Studios into redesigning that Sonic, they actually contacted that same guy, Tyson Hesse, and he spearheaded the redesign for the 3D Sonic, which is why it is so good. Like, the redesigned Sonic looks amazing. And the fact that Sega took Tyson Hesse and went, hey, make a game, is an amazing step forward. And if they employ him and people like him in the future for passion projects in 3D Sonic games, they will absolutely strike the mark. Like, they will...
I think that's a good way of putting it. Like, as long as the passion is there.
Yeah.
you can't make a bad game.
Exactly. I have massive criticisms of the recent Pokemon games, and I think the biggest and greatest way that you could fix essentially all of those problems would be to find some of the greatest fan artists and fan designers and hire them to work on your game. Like the people who have spent years dedicated to this franchise, who have oodles and oodles of ideas on how to make it better and how to improve it and how to polish it. If you were to employ those people, your game would be flawless.
So do you consider that the solution to game franchises and getting stuck in a rut? Like these 3D Sonic games, I would say none of them follow a theme.
Yeah.
Literally none of them are similar in any way.
Yeah.
They are all each their own game, and they're all bad for different reasons.
Yeah. I would say
the main reason for all of them is just it's unfinished.
Yeah.
It's so glitchy.
So many,
it's broken.
So many of them are just not done.
Yeah. But they're all bad for different reasons.
Yeah.
So like Sonic 06, which is the Sonic released in 2006.
Yes.
That was just broken because there were so many elements of the game where using your abilities would just throw you out of the world.
Yeah.
You would fall through the floor, etc.
Yeah, I think the speed run for that game was like 45 minutes because if you clip through one wall, it throws you into the final boss fight.
Yeah, that is unexcusable from a game design standpoint.
Absolutely.
I think that is just terrible. But then there's stuff like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That is the game I grew up playing. I got that as a child. That was my first Sonic experience. My most nostalgic Sonic experience.
Yeah.
Played through it recently, and there aren't a lot of instances where you just, like, break through the floor and die. Or you can't clip through zones and stuff like that. There are times, of course. But the main trouble with the game is parts are just straight up uninteresting. They have a crazy difficulty curve between levels.
Yeah.
And Sonic himself is not super user-friendly.
Yeah.
And I think, like...
Part of that is,
I think they
part of that
dialed
is
it in.
old games. Like, old games have that problem.
Yeah.
But also, like Legend of Zelda and Mario, the 3D games of that time for those franchises didn't have those problems. Not
at all. So,
nearly
like,
as badly, at least.
The same Mario game in that era was Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
And to run around in that game was fun.
Yeah.
It was not just like the gameplay was inviting to run around as Mario. That was like half of the game was just running around the main stage. Any kid that you or any adult now that used to play it as a kid will tell you they just jumped and ran in that main hub world because it was so fun to move Mario. But then there's like Sonic who's just
he's clunky.
He was garbage.
Yeah.
I think that the movement in that game isn't acceptable.
Oh, absolutely not. For a game where you are supposed to move ludicrously fast, to have a poor control scheme is inexcusable. And part of the problem might be that control systems were not good enough to handle that speed back then. Like, take Majora's Mask. The premise of that game, we don't need to go into the premise, but basically there's a moment where you do something it's similar to a Sonic dash, actually. You roll up and you shoot forward at ludicrous speeds, and there are entire segments of the game where you have to roll like that with very precise movements or you fall off of ledges and you can't get any further than that. And I actually couldn't play past that because of how poor those controls are. I don't think games back then were ready for that kind of speed.
So, would you recommend to the Sonic team?
Yes.
Like, if you could just give them a quick recommendation, what would your solution to the chronic crappiness of their games?
Yeah.
If you could suggest something that would fix their games, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to hunt down to keep Tyson Hesse on board, to retain him and do not let him go under any circumstances, and to hunt down the guy who made that 3D trial game and anybody else who feels like they love the series, any artists, any programmers, any designers, put a Twitter poll out there. Be like, hey, do you think that, like, just put it out there on Twitter. Like, do you think that you love Sonic enough to join the design team? And you are going to get flooded by amazing programmers, brilliant artists, incredible designers who all love this game with an absolute passion. And if you group them together, hire them, fund them well, and give them plenty of time to work on it. Because you could get the best team together in the world, and if you rush them, they're going to give you a rushed product. I think it was Shigeru Miyamoto who said, a rushed game will be terrible forever, and a delayed game will come out eventually. You know? I think he said that about Animal Crossing. The one that was the most recent Animal Crossing. It released late because they weren't done on it. And they said, hey, we're going to continue working on this because a rushed game will always be terrible.
I mean, not anymore, because we can just send out live updates.
Yeah, but, you know, there's...
But I do agree with you. I think that if I could just tell them, hey, this is what you should do, this might be yet another hot take. Change what Sonic is. I think they need to completely scrap the idea that Sonic is go fast all the time.
Really?
Because
just a total redux.
Yeah, I think they just need to understand that to get the typical speed of Sonic in a video game is going to sacrifice quality control. Or, like, quality in your control.
Yes, not quality control. Quality controls.
Right. You're not going to be able to move him around in a satisfying way unless you reduce the speed and focus on different elements. So, like, Mario, they just focused on how he jumps and how he gets through a level and then built the world around that.
Okay.
Whereas the most recent Sonic games, they go, okay, let's make him go really, really fast, and because he's going so fast, let's just put him on a track.
Yeah, it's a rail game.
A literal railroad.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think they need to literally change what makes Sonic Sonic, find some aspects that make them good, like the Sonic Rider games where he was like on a surfboard.
Yeah.
It was still like a racing game. It was still about speed, but it was presented in a whole different way, and I actually like those games. I think they're pretty unique. I think they're fun. I don't know. I think if they can just let go of the premise that Sonic has to be the fastest whatever, then they could find something else in there that makes Sonic good and makes Sonic fun. Like freeing all those animals from robots.
Yeah. Like,
you don't even see that in the 3D games.
That's a good point. That's something that I didn't even know about for ages, because the first Sonic game that I ever played, I might be about to blow your mind. First Sonic game I ever played was Sonic and the Black Knight on the Wii.
Whoa.
Yeah. How?
I never even played it. I didn't play it until just recently. What a game.
What a game. See, here's the funny thing. I never finished the game because I beat King Arthur and was like, that's the end of the game. The credits rolled. I got game over. But apparently, the next time you boot up, there's another mission that you can do, and it's like a whole nother game. It's like the next...
Oh, seriously?
It's like the next half of the game. Why did they design it like that? That makes zero sense. I'm not going to rant about this game. I'm not going to rant about Sonic and the Black Knight. Maybe we'll revisit it next week. But
Jared as a kid's like, wow, I got a solid 2.5 hours of game time in there. That was worth $60.
Oh my God, yes. I was like, nice. I enjoyed that. King Arthur was a hard fight. Cool. Game over. And I just didn't come back to it because I didn't. And I watched the Game Grumps play it. And they finished that episode. In the next episode, they were like, hey, so everybody was telling us that the game actually continues. And I was like, it what? It huh? There's more game? But I don't.
You got duped.
I don't have that Wii anymore. But anyways, so the first Sonic game I ever played was Sonic and the Black Knight, and I didn't even know for years that I didn't even know for ages that the whole like Dr. Robotnik turning animals into robots was even a plot point. Because it just doesn't exist.
Like the main reason Sonic is playing in the game.
That's a good point. Yeah, the entire reason that Sonic is playing that Sonic is fighting through all these worlds is to free animals. Like, that's the whole premise of the game. That'd be like if the newest Mario games were just like, yeah, we're gonna, get rid of the stars. You're not hunting, or no, it'd be like if Princess Peach had been completely removed from the franchise.
So yeah, there you go. I think that's a good place to wrap up game design this week. Great discussion.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is this the podcast? Are we done?
Sure. I think that's a good place to end it.
This feels polished enough for me. I'm looking at the timer going, good enough.
Got that good Sega spit shine on it.
Yeah, we're about as good at polishing up this podcast as Sega is at making Sonic games.
Don't tell me that. Don't hurt me like that, Miles.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and sign off. We're going to be posting this new schedule up. Podcasts are going to be going up around Tuesday, 5 in the morning, so that you can see them right when you wake up. Please keep tuning in, and please keep giving us feedback.
Absolutely.
We are loving the energy that we're getting back from this.
Look, we can't keep giving hot takes if people aren't giving us hot takes back.
Yeah, that's how it is.
It's not fun if you're not fighting someone.
We want to fight our audience.
Yeah. If you ever see me in a Walmart parking lot and you don't throw hands, you're not a fan.
Not a true fan unless you want to hurt me.
Yeah.
We're starting something bad here.
Yeah, we're really going with the Game Grumps route, huh?
So yeah, please everybody tune in next week, and we will see you next time.
See you around.
Bye.
Bye.